Hey, what's up? It is Dawnna, St. Louis in the house. How's everybody doing? I am sitting here at the apartment today. I have a whole bunch of work to do, but I did get a call from someone who wanted to talk a little bit about marketing. And it was an entrepreneur that was really struggling because they seem to have everything in place, right? They weren't getting anything out of their marketing at all. It just wasn't working, and it was driving them a little batshit crazy. And so when we talked about it, we all hear the same thing, right? All you have to do is quote unquote build an avatar, right? It has to be this fake person with a very real and it represents your very perfect target market. That person who's ready to buy, is willing to buy, wants to buy, they got money to buy, they all about buying right now, right? And you're gonna name that avatar. That's my favorite part. You're gonna give the avatar a name. You're gonna name it like Bob or Betty or something like that. And every marketing guru out there tells you this same exact thing. They tell you to start right here. It's as if they want you to whip out pen and paper and crayons and start drawing this fake person that's going to become your extra personality. And they start asking you questions like, well, how old is your avatar, and what magazine do they read, and what's their favorite color, and how much money do they make, and how often do they go potty? And if you're like me, you're like, I could give 2 nickels about what magazine they're reading or their bladder function, right? And the whole thing, when you do it, it feels like an exercise in futility because you're sitting there and you're really trying to figure out what your target market looks like, and you're trying to put a face and a name and a figure and a dollar amount, where they work, and all this other crap to it. But the truth is, you do need this avatar. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you these marketing people are wrong, because having this avatar is the shortest point between their money and your pocket. You got to sell to the right people in the right location at the right time, right? No, Brad, there's no flannel today, right? So you have to be able to do that. And the better you define your target market, the easier it's going to be for you to make money faster. So you might be saying, well, Dawnna, if that's what I'm supposed to do and you're telling me I'm supposed to do it, then what the hell is the mistake? What am I doing wrong? Well, what you're doing wrong, quite honestly, is the order of operations. Yeah. It's the order of damn operations. Most struggling entrepreneurs that call me are struggling because they are copying Brendan Bouchard. They are doing all the crap that Marie Forleo does. They are coming on and they're trying to do what I do. And let me tell you, that's another brand of crazy that you're going to need medication for. I wouldn't suggest that. But my point is that they're trying to do the marketing thing that they see Brendan do, Marie do, that I do, that, all these really successful entrepreneurs, they're trying to do these exact things. And they're like, well, Dawnna, I saw you go on Facebook Live and I saw you do it, so that's why I went and did it. Aha! And it is the right thing to do. You just did it at the wrong time. See, what they do is they go out and they find that top-rated marketing book, right? And they go to Amazon.com and they start reading, and then they get to chapter 3. Because, by the way, no matter what book you pick up, it's bullshit until you get to chapter 3, because that's where they start giving out the meat, right? So they get to chapter 3 and they get to work in creating that avatar. The issue is that until you know who you are, what you do that makes you different, what very real and very concrete frustration that you solve, and the results that you deliver, you cannot really connect with your target market, period, the end. Until you know exactly who you will not work with and what you do not offer, you will not be able to define your target market. To be successful at knowing your target market, you first have to know who the hell you are. And most entrepreneurs that are struggling have no idea who the hell they are. And that's why they're in trouble in the first place. They know they have an expertise, and they know that they want to sell that expertise, and they know that most people want that expertise as far as they're concerned. But here's the real issue. They can't tell you their unique selling proposition. They can't tell you their positioning statement. They can't tell you what the results are working with them. They can't tell you all these things. They struggle right in that area. So yes, you need to know who the hell you are. That's right. So I'll use me and I'll give you another example. So one of the things that I know for sure when I start talking about what I do and who I am, I have been very, very, very successful in my entire career selling intellectual property. Taking basically what's in my brain and selling it, right? So I sold a business intelligence company. I mean, think of the name, business intelligence. I am literally telling people I can predict the future of your business. I did that successfully for 12, 13 years. $250 million later, I retired. But I sold what was in my brain. So guess what entrepreneurs I work with? I work with entrepreneurs that have significant amount of intellectual property and expertise, and they want to sell their expertise. You bring me a brick and mortar entrepreneur that has something to manufacture, and I'm going to send them somewhere else because that is not my target market. In order to know who my target market is, I first have to know who I am. I work best with entrepreneurs that offer services. They're lawyers, they're doctors, they're in marketing, they're Indian chiefs, whatever. They are selling a service. They're speakers. They're really smart people. A really good example of this that happened recently was this guy I was working with named Sam. Now, Sam is he's absolutely brilliant. He worked for many, many years as a pilot. And after over 30 years in the air, he knew that he knew what it took to make sure that people got from point A to point B safely all the time. And he knew the value of following a process. And he knew how to manage change that came up instantly and how to have an air of calm. Because think about it. If you're on a plane and there's a little turbulence and you hear on the loudspeaker, "Oh shit," right, from the pilot, you're like, "Oh shit," right? So you need him to kind of be calm and cool and act like everything's all right, even when things are crazy. But he knew how to manage that change. So when he told me that his target market was going to be doctors, that he was going to consult doctors and medical practices, and he was going to consult them on great leadership, I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I got a list of veterinary practices. And I'm like, what? I did not see the connection to his expertise at all. I'm like, what is a pilot going to teach leaders in a private medical practice? You don't even come close to speaking the same language. What is it that you're going to teach them that they really care about solving in the first place? But Sam was absolutely sure of his path. Absolutely sure. So he charged full steam ahead on his path, and he met frustration head on. Sam's website copy did not speak to his target market at all. They had no idea what in the hell he was talking about. And that's a very real problem, because I got to tell you, most of the time when I go and look at entrepreneurs' websites, I'm going, what? They have all these flowery words that make absolutely no sense at all. They're bad. And so, anyway, I kind of told Sam, don't go that direction. He went that direction. 18 months later, he comes back to me and he says, I'm struggling. He's back at the drawing board. And during the conversation, he confessed that not only did it cost him time, it cost him money, he had to go back to the drawing board. Like, all of this stuff was a waste. So it wasn't that he just wasted time. He wasted a significant amount of money, because guess what? He had all this marketing collateral. He had done his website. He had done all these one-page pieces. He had done all this marketing online that he paid for. He had business cards. He had paid for logos and slogans and coloring and all this other stuff that he had done. But he wasn't talking to the right people, because he didn't know who he was. Until you know who you are, it's not going to work. So of course they said, okay, well, let's sit down and let's figure out who you are. And what did he go? He said, no. I'm good now. I have the right solution. So I'm going to go and implement that solution. And I was like, oh God. And he excitedly started towards a new target market. Before I could get him to pause, he was already invested in a new direction. He was already gone. It was nothing I could do. I was like, okay. 24 months later, Sam came back. Came right back to me, and we were having the same exact conversation. Now, I want you to think about this. This is now 4 years later. 4 years, $48,000 into a hole, and Sam was back at the drawing board again. So finally he decided to join eDiscovery. So when he joined eDiscovery, we asked him 5 questions that help him define who he was and what he was bringing to the table. So that way his expertise made sense to the target market that he was going after. See, that's the thing. Going door to door and just knocking on the door and say, do you want to buy my stuff? Might get you 1 or 2 sales. Mainly because the person feels sorry for you and they have extra cash, right? But at the end of the day, going door to door and just asking everybody, will you buy, will you buy, will you buy, will you buy, is a really hard way of getting buyers. Once Sam recognized who he was and the expertise that he brought to the table, it was, I am not kidding you, probably within an hour or 2 that we had nailed out and carved out a perfect target market for him. But the reason that most entrepreneurs' marketing does not work is not because of the marketing is bad, but because they don't know who they are, so they don't know who to market to. If your marketing is really, really struggling, I mean, if it just, you put it out there, no one listens. You put out a video, it goes into an echo chamber. You put out a post, no one pays attention. You do a call to action and no one does anything. If you're doing this over and over and over again and you're consistently frustrated and you're like, you know what, I'm tired of being frustrated. If in the next 6 weeks you want to know who the hell you are, who your target market is, and why they want to buy from you, and if you're ready to stop being on the feast and famine entrepreneurial roller coaster, then seriously, hit up biz-on-fire.com. Let us help you, because this is what we do. We turn ideas that people have, and we take expertise that people have, and we turn that into a business success story. We don't make empty promises, because I ain't got time for that. Y'all gonna see me here week after week, and you're gonna see my clients that come on and they're like, hey Dawnna, this isn't on a business page, this is on my personal page. Why? Because my clients are my friends, and I'll put it on my business page and my clients are there too. I have nothing to hide from. People will come here and they'll tell you, yeah, that's some good stuff. I put it on everything because it works. Anyway, my name is Dawnna St. Louis. Seriously, before you go out there and you start picking up that next Amazon book and you go to that and read that next little PDF pamphlet that says you need to go ahead and do this marketing, before you start doing marketing, make sure that you know exactly who you are, because you are really selling to a person who is a former version of yourself. Check it out. Go to biz-on-fire.com, and if you want to go there, there is actually a PDF called 5 Costly Mistakes. Download that PDF. It's absolutely free. Download the PDF and look at the 5 costly mistakes that entrepreneurs consistently make. It consistently costs them time and money. And I'm telling you, most of the entrepreneurs that come to me, they come to me because they are 3, 4, 5 years into frustration. It's time to stop being that frustrated. So let me say what's up to some of my peeps. What's up, Nanette? What's up, Michael Bentley? What's up, Mark? How are you guys doing? What's up, my brother from another mother? What's up, Brad? How are you? What's up, Herbert? And I hope you guys found this helpful. I try to come on here. It's not every day, but I do try to come on here and I try to get people just getting from the area of frustration to where they're actually making money. The eDiscovery Academy is getting ready to start. When are we starting? We're starting on June 13th. I think it says June 6th on the website. We're updating that. We're going to actually start it on June 13th because of travels that I have to do. And then the Luxury Launchpad is actually kicking off in August. The Luxury Launchpad is no joke. That's where we go and we stay in a mansion for 4 days. And it is work. Don't get me wrong, we play, because quite honestly, once dinner happens and people are a little punch drunk, we had a blast. And we play Cards Against Humanity, and we jump in the pool, and we're out there talking crap until midnight and smoking cigars. But we work hard, because let me tell you, in 4 days, I have not had one entrepreneur that has not come from, number one, launching their business, and number two, making all the money that they invested back times 10, because that's how we roll. Anyway, check out biz-on-fire.com. I'm going to put it in the comments, and make sure you go and download the 5 costly mistakes, that entrepreneurs make so you can make sure you don't make them. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I got to go get to work. I got a ton of work to do. Talk to you later. Have a good one.